you don't know until you try it. And I guess that's what the underlying theme of this video is going to be about. You don't know until you try it. There we go. I got some mushroom coffee here. If you guys haven't had mushroom coffee, I highly recommend it. It tastes like dirt, but I drink it just straight black, and I like it. Now, I'm recording this section actually later on in the afternoon. We're going to run a couple errands, Glacier and I. We're actually going to make a stopover at Nomadic Customs, and we're going to see the move process. This is actually over the weekend. I'm recording this part over the weekend at least. There might not be a lot of people there. There might be some helping out Mark getting the move together, but they are in the middle of moving their entire shop. Now, Mark doesn't know that I'm actually doing this part of the video, so sorry, buddy, but let's rewind back to when I decided to actually move up to Portland. And I was super excited. I still am. I love Portland, actually. And there's a lot of people that are gonna be like, you know, Portland's trash city, blah blah blah. Like, don't talk smack unless you know and you've been here and you've seen how much they've turned of recent, and they're really cool. My butt was just getting warm. I forgot my seat. I left my seat warmer on last time I was here, so whoops. Fancy cars. Anyways, so we're winding back when I moved up to Portland. I had the intention of working for Nomadic Customs and my good buddy Mark, and I was going to work there, and I was going to help out with marketing and do some sales and maybe some project managing, etc. and so forth. Problem that I ran into rather quickly, and it's only been about 3 months, is I was having a lot of troubles balancing my brand, my business, everything I want to do with 30 to 40 hours a week at Nomadic Customs. It was really hard for me to kind of do both of those. So I kindly just asked Mark to be like, hey, listen, like I can't put in that much time. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to help out. I'm still going to promote you, and I'm still going to do the things that I do through my channel, but to me to actually work there. And here's the thing, guys. When I set my mind to something, I'm going to go out and do it until it's done. And then once it's done, once that is done, then I will decide whether or not I am going to continue doing that, because I fulfill that passion. Perfect example is I went out and built a tiny house, last year, the year before, put it on a piece of land and lived out of it with Glacier for like 8 months. And it was great. It was fantastic. But I wasn't happy with that lifestyle. The building and, sharing my journey with everybody and putting it on land and all that stuff, that was all fun. That was all great. But the end result wasn't what I was looking for. So what am I looking for, right? And that's up to me to decide. You guys can't make that decision for me. But when I moved up to Portland, my idea was, and still is I want to, buy some sort of property and renovate. And I don't want to give you guys too much information because I'm still looking for that, and I'm looking for a diamond in the rough, and they're not easy to find. An abandoned space and then convert it into either a live workspace or even just a loft space that I can now convert and make into my own living quarters. Because I have found out through my trials and tribulations of the tiny living in the middle of the woods that I personally, and not everybody is like me, that I personally need a city. I need people. I need movement. And that's why I actually chose Portland. Other cities are on the list were like, Boise, Salt Lake City, Colorado Springs. Now, you guys might notice that I said cities that were of a decent size, but they weren't like massive, like Boston, Chicago, LA, New York. The too big of a city, it just kind of is overwhelming to me. So these like small little pocket cities are just such like hidden gems. Austin was another city on there. Vegas was on there. Now Vegas was actually becoming too big. I don't know where I was going with all this, but you guys get my point that it's just, I'm going back. I'm going back to my roots. I'm excited. I'm excited to go back to like what I love to do. Here's the thing. I'm actually wearing a hat right now that says Built by Touch on it. This is why I came up to Portland. I wanted to start Built by Touch. Built by Touch has been a dream of mine since college. So I am going to go after my dreams and passions, and it's not that I'm not going to allow other people. Like, the reason I took a job with Mark was to actually have a W-2 position. That was the main reason. A nice little W-2 job so I could go out and get loans a heck of a lot easier. But big inspiration was actually my brother Jeff. My brother Jeff and his wife Erin. They both run their own business. They work from home, and they are killing it right now. And that was my major inspiration to be like, all right, I'm going all in. My content has been crap of late. I haven't liked it. We're gonna go back to we're gonna figure some stuff out, everybody. It's always this time of year. I swear, it's always this time of year. These feelings happen. Here's some truths for you guys. You don't know what you want until you try it. Or at least I'm a believer in that. We're going to do some flashbacks here just real quick. 2016, I was showed a video by my brother. Geez, that was, you know, we're coming up on 25 right now. So that was 9 years ago. Holy crap. It was towards the end of 2016, if that helps. But anyways, showed a video by my brother that of a girl living in her van and traveling around, and she loved it, and it was great. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get into van life. And I got into van life, and I loved it. But here's the thing, what I have realized. It wasn't, and now everybody's van life is different, right? But I got into van life for the original purpose that I got into van life was to actually pursue acting and stand-up comedy, mostly stand-up comedy. And I was going to save money on living in a van in the city of Los Angeles. That was my intent, always. It was never to like travel around to do a national park tour or to live out in the country or do anything like that. I was planning on living in the city, stealthing it in a city to pursue a dream, which was stand-up comedy. You don't know until you try it. Well, I was still pursuing the dream, and I was trying to figure out the best way that I could still pursue the dream without breaking my bank, and taking ownership of like having a thing that I own instead of paying monthly rent to somebody else. That was probably my driving force and the reason why I got into van life. And again, everybody is different. I'm not knocking anybody for trying van life in any other way. It's just, for me, it was all about that. It was like, I'm going to build something. I'm going to design something that's mine, that I did it. I built it. I designed it. It's fun for me. And then I'm going to live out of this thing, and I'm going to still pursue comedy and everything else. Funny enough, over the first 2 years of van life, I started a YouTube channel, and it started to do really well. And I was able to supplement my income, and I really saw the potential, and I was like, oh, I'm going to really start hammering this home. And then I was like, I'm going to build another van, and I'm going to travel around the country. And I was like, then second van was all about trying to find the perfect city that I wanted to go and live in. And I lost all of that. I forgot all of that. I was like, where did it go? Because I've had so many other distractions in life, I forgot about all those things. Funny enough, one of the first cities that I went to on my second van was Portland, Oregon. And I actually fell in love with the city in my second van, so now we're like fast forwarding to like 2019. I come to Portland, Oregon. I've already met Mark, which is where I'm at right now, Nomadic Customs. And I was like, hey, I'm going to come hang out with you. And he's like, cool. And we just became buds. I met, you know, the other crew that was down here, and I started to meet other builders that were here and other people that were here. I actually fell in love with the city. And then I ended up leaving because I wanted to travel. My whole point is, I was like, you don't know until you try it. Glacier's crying because there's a PARK that is behind me. Hey. All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to go take her out there. The story's going to be cut right now. But you don't know until you try it. That's my whole point here. I tried the tiny house thing. It didn't work. Out in the woods, didn't work. I tried the, I tried the van life thing for 3.5 years. It's not that it didn't work. It led me to where I am today. And I shouldn't say like it didn't work. The tiny house didn't work. It led me to where I am today. Just like you guys, it's about trying something, and it's not failing. It led you to your next thing. They are keeping a skeleton crew to still work on a few vans that need to get done. Well, actually, all the vans need to get done, right? Moving a shop like this is not easy. First of all, this is just one bay. We got 3 of these. You got the storage bay, service bay, you've got the welding shop, all that other stuff. All the offices are behind me. So it is a massive undertaking to move all of this, everything that's over in the other space. And they also have to keep tools available to work on some vans. So it is an absolute just pain. I feel bad that they got to go through all this, but such is life. Moving to a better space, a nicer space. I showed it on a video way back when I first came up here. I'll throw up some pictures of actually some a time of when actually we moved into this space, or when Mark moved into this space. I was actually here. Never talked about this because we never shared it, but I can share it now because it's way past the fact. But I was homeless for a little bit after I sold my second van. And this office right down here at the end, I actually lived out of that office. Made a little cot. And a couple other people actually lived down here at the shop with me. Nobody's living in our shop anymore, or in this shop. Nobody's living in the next shop. But I've now officially lived in, well, shoot, I've actually lived in 3 shops. I lived in this shop. I lived in my shop when I was building my tiny house. And I lived in a shop for about a month out in Bend, Oregon when I moved out there. So, man, I tell you, when we moved into this space, Mark's other place, which maybe I'll go and drive over to next, will show you where humble beginnings came from. You know, this business has come a long way, obviously. Mark's has, Automatic Customs, but Built by Touch, I want to get started, by the way. And I'm kind of going through, not the growing pains, because I haven't started it. I took over the name from my brother that started it years ago. And how I want to do it, I don't know what I want to do just with it yet. I want to make a design side of it, and I want to make a, refurbishing, or also using like reclaimed materials, and make cool things out of it. A lot of epoxy things, because that's what I love to do. Took a tour, I haven't shown it on this channel, but I took a tour of a makerspace. So I have to decide whether or not I'm going to use a makerspace, or I'm going to go and rent my own shop space, which is going to be over at that other place. I don't think I'm going to do that because it's expensive, but they gave me a quote for like $800 a month. Or I can rent a makerspace where I have shared tools for $200 a month. So you guys tell me what you were thinking. You guys are hearing a noise, by the way. It's the heater. What are you doing, hon? What are you doing? Are you walking around with Mark? Some of the guys are working here right now. Let's see what they're doing. What are you guys doing?
Lift, Agile kit, Fox shocks, Bilstein coilovers.
Sounds like fun.
Oh yeah.
That's how you want to spend your day off, huh?
Definitely.
Hey, get out of there. What are you doing back there? Glacier, over here. Leave Joe alone.
Yep.
You ready for the move?
Yeah. Lots of moving parts. Yeah, we're dug in here like a tick.
Yeah, you're screwed.
It's all good though. I think.
Dude, I remember that my van used to be parked right here. Remember that?
Yeah, you lived in it.
I did tell the audience that I lived in that office too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter now at this
You
point.
moved from the van to the office because you were still working on the van.
Yeah, I was homeless.
We all were. You were sleeping in that office. I was sleeping in that office.
Well, I didn't say you, but if you just said it, that's fine.
And then Dan was sleeping in that office.
So we had a nice little roommate situation going on for a hot minute.
We had a barn dominium.
We did.
A warehouse dominium.
We actually set up. It's still up there. Mark built a Lazy Susan up there, and that was our living room up there, right? We had a couch and a TV.
We would blow off about an inch of dust every night,
yeah,
so that we could watch a movie.
Guys, it was so unhealthy, but we had to do what we had to do.
It was short-lived, and yes, sacrifices. And here we are again, sacrificing. But holy smokes, a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, but you're excited nonetheless.
I am.
I'm excited you're out of this space, man. It's not that I didn't like this space. I just felt like
it's been a great home for us, and it's a good location, and we're right on the river, right next to the train, park across the street. What's awesome is the place that we're moving to is right on the river, under a bridge, park across the street. So we'll have the same amenities, but just way better location, way better building. And we're excited about getting some projects out of here. And for those of you who have projects here, just know that we're working on them as we do moves.
Yeah. I said that earlier. I said you have a skeleton crew that's going to be working on this.
We want them out of here as much as you want them. So just continue being patient. And everyone that wants to get a van built, we sure love to build one for you. So
stop being a salesman, for crying out loud. Jeez. This guy. Well, the crappy part about this particular location is I'm driving on train tracks right now, and this is where they actually load the tracks up, right? So it's like down that way. Oh, I don't even know if I can get in right now. Oh, I think they closed it up. All right, well, I can't even get in. Wait, can I? Yeah, I can. Okay, sweet. My bad. So the thing is when they load up the cars, there's a line of train, like cars or whatever, that actually block the side of the tracks that I'm on now. You can't get back over to the other side. Hold on, somebody's trying to get out. It's called green anchors, like anchor like a boat, and they've got like places like this over here, and this right here is actually Mark's old shop, which is where he started at Nomadic Customs. And it's like literally it was like 2 shipping containers and then a thing in the middle, like a garage in the middle. It was yeah, crazy. These blue containers right here, these guys was what they just offered me to rent out to obviously, if I wanted to have a wood shop, that would be that. And there's a wood stove in there, and I could actually heat that whole place with that wood stove because it gets cold here in Portland. Like I said, I'd save a lot more money by just going to a maker space. The whole goal is to actually have my own place, like a live work loft. This place is so cool though. I'll actually flip the camera around so you guys can see. Like there's a lot of personal projects and people working, and all these spaces have to be, these are all like Connex, like they're all like removable, right? I know a lot of people doing bus builds down here. Really, really cool spot. Yeah. So there's a guy that is Bryce. He's building a couple he built one tiny house and he's building another one. Can't really see it, it's behind this Airstream right here. But I'm gonna tour his other tiny house. So there, he's building that one. It's barely started. And then he's got another one that's over there that I'm going to tour. And then that's his truck actually right there. So he's here. But we're going to tour his truck as well. Pretty cool. Yeah, he's in there working right now. So I'm going to put Troy on blast. This is where Van Life Tech started. Van Life Tech used to be over there. And this is actually where Light Harvest Solar started. So when I first moved here back in 2019 with my van, living out of a van, this was like van building mecca was down here. Off-Grid Solutions PDX was down here. Van Life Tech was down here. Light Harvest Solar was here. Nomadic Customs was here. All these like up and coming people were used to build out of here. It's crazy, man. Memories. So I guess the whole moral of the story here of this video, like I said, is to just, you don't know if you're gonna like something, just try it. Just not try it, just go and do it. Do it. You don't know until you try it, or do it, or whatever. So just do it. If you're apprehensive about getting into van life, just try it, just do it, just go. You can always get out of it. Listen, I've lost a lot of money doing things, moving to cities, doing other different things. You just gotta have to, you know, take it as it is. But you can't look at it as a financial loss, because you're gaining so many other things. You're gaining experiences. You're gaining memory. You're gaining stuff from this. I want a live-work loft. I want a loft that I could design and build in myself. I want that space. I want a YouTube studio for myself. I want to build desks and furniture and reclaim stuff. I want to work more with epoxy. So I'm going to just go out and do it. That's the name of the game, is we're just going to go and do it. Sun is setting here. I just drove by a fire station. What I really want to do is actually build a fire station. Or convert a fire station. An old abandoned one. But I can't do that out here. They're also expensive as heck. We'll see. Maybe eventually down the road.